Today's Mortal Kombat News mashup, new characters from Mortal Kombat 1 are teased and confirmed, Mortal Kombat fans have a new favorite robot, and did Ed Boon give Mortal Kombat characters in Smash Bros. His blessing? That and more. Ed Boon's all about trolling MK fans as far as character teases go, and in a recent tweet he posted a picture of the Predator with kind of a red coloring hue over him with the caption Sektor cameo question mark. Does this mean we're going to get a Sektor cameo? Is it going to be more of a Predator guest cameo? Not quite sure. We've talked about in previous videos about how Sektor possibly could be included in the game. It's not so much as a base roster character, but a cameo character. In other leaks we've talked about where there won't be any type of cyber or robotic character presence at all because the story's kind of going a different route. So if we did get anything, it was going to only be in a cameo capacity. But, you know, I don't know what to take really from this tweet. I think it's just more of a, you know, Ed Boon just being Ed Boon and just kind of getting our hopes up. Now, as far as Predator goes, I think, you know, being that he's been in the game before, I think it's possible that we could get a Predator. But of course, we'll have to wait and see. As I talked about in another recent video about the possible guest characters we could get, solely sticking to Warner Brothers IPs, we know in past videos as well that Ed Boon and the NetherRealm Studios team is all about 80s characters, action characters, sci-fi characters, and he's been in the game once before, so it's possible that they could just bring him back. So what are your thoughts about having Sektor or a Predator in Mortal Kombat 1? Now continuing on with another tease from Ed Boon, and then this time, Corey Taylor, the Warner Brothers Games community manager, we have possibly Rain and Reptile. So in a recent tweet from Ed Boon, he says, "The phone rings, it's Vicky calling." Now, this is obviously a reference to a famous Prince song, and of course with Prince, we always talk about Purple Rain, and with Purple Rain comes rain. The fans really love their rain. In Mortal Kombat 1, he was a later added DLC character in a combat pack, so could we get Rain added to the base roster or possibly even a cameo for Mortal Kombat 1? He has been teased, I feel like, many times prior to Mortal Kombat 1's an official announcement, and I think many fans want to see him come back, so it's possible that it could happen. Now, as far as Reptile goes, Corey Taylor, again, the Warner Brothers Games community manager, tweeted, "And it's gonna melt faces," as he retweeted Ed Boon's tweet about, "We got another great gameplay trailer coming soon with more main and cameo fighters and with a dragon." Now, when this first was tweeted, many fans thought I'm automatically Reptile because there's been many fatalities where Reptile will spit acid at a character's face or body and they basically melt. We've seen this also in like the Mortal Kombat 1995 movie where he spits acid into Liu Kang's face, so it's commonly already associated with Reptile. Corey kind of went ahead and debunked that, kind of ending fans' excitement by saying, "I love the excitement, but my use of the phrases melt faces here is not a direct hint or sly reference to anything in the upcoming trailer that Ed mentioned here." Now, he could be just, you know, saving face or trying to, you know, derail the conversation so that Ed doesn't get mad because, you know, we all know he likes leaks and teases and stuff like that. So we'll have to kind of wait and see, but I don't know why Reptile wouldn't already be in the game. Maybe not so much as base roster, but at least as a cameo. Alright, so if you have not yet actually purchased Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate and or Injustice 2, there's great news because the games are now bundled together on the PlayStation Store for a awesome low price, guys. It is 90% off, from $100 to $10 for both games. That's crazy good. So if you have not played Mortal Kombat 11, or if you got rid of it and want to play it again before Mortal Kombat 1 comes out, and if you are just urging to play Injustice 2 Legendary Edition because we have not gotten Injustice 3 yet, this is your opportunity to buy it. Go buy it right now on the PlayStation Store for $10. So new character bios were released on the Mortal Kombat official website, and in English, it seemed like a lot of good information that some were kind of already speculating about, some good information to know about, but surprisingly, when in different languages, when the website was translated to different languages, specifically French and Italian amongst others, some of the characters got variations of their bios, and specifically for Kitana and Mileena, we got some good confirmations for two canon characters, so let's talk about it. So I'm going to go ahead and read Kitana and Mileena's bios, and I'm sure from the bios you'll go ahead and guess which characters I'm talking about. So for Kitana it says, as the second daughter of Sindel and Jared, Kitana has one purpose in life, to help and protect her older sister Mileena, as she prepares to rule the underworld one day. Kitana, the embodiment of wisdom, ignores pleas from those who would like to replace her impulsive sister as heir. Instead, Kitana fights to defend the kingdom by making Mileena the best empress she can be. She also struggles to hide the dark secret that could end her sister's reign before it begins. So if you didn't catch my eyebrow raise, Sindel and Jared are the characters that have been mentioned, and it's also continually confirmed in Melina's bio. So, heiress to the Underworld throne, Melina, born seconds before her twin sister, Melina is the rightful heir to the Outworld throne. But despite everything, there are those who are suspicious of Melina's impulsiveness. They whisper that Kitana, the best embodiment of wisdom, should replace Melina as Sindel's heir. As Melina fights for her legitimacy, she hides a horrible secret. She has the dreaded and deadly disease of Tarkata. If her affection was discovered, Melina would be forced to fight to save her throne. So, again, Sindel is mentioned in there, so we obviously also have seen Sindel in supposedly a kind of screenshot snippet from a scene of a stage and people fighting, or even in the trailer for Mortal Kombat 1 that's been released. So, we know that she is coming. We don't know if she's going to be a playable character or if it's going to be a cameo, but I think she's given these two bios, she's going to be part of the story. And more interestingly, that King Jared is also going to be in there as well. So obviously from this, we know that it's probably has to follow the same storyline as far as King Jared obviously perishing. I don't think he's going to be a playable character. Ironically enough, or at least coincidentally, this story is going to kind of also play out in the upcoming Mortal Kombat 2 sequel. So it's kind of cool that we're going to get a little bit of a parallel there. But it's interesting that Jared's going to have some sort of a play, at least in the story. It'd be kind of weird to play as him, maybe. Maybe we want to see him as a cameo. Maybe kind of cool to see what Jared's got to play with, but who knows. Now, I will say, given Jared's presence, it does lead the idea of maybe another character appearing, and that would be Ermac. A lot of fans have been asking for Ermac. They wanted him in Mortal Kombat 11, and of course we did not get him. He was long rumored to be in upcoming combat packs. It never happened. But in Ermac's arcade ending of Mortal Kombat 9, it is revealed that one of the many souls that compose his being is King Jared. When Ermac is freed from Shao Kahn's enslavement, Jared's soul is able to take control of the warrior's body, quelling the numerous other souls fighting to assert themselves. Guided by his dominant soul, Ermac returned to Edenia and claimed Jared's kingship, protecting the realm alongside Sindel and Kitana. And of course, this was deemed not canon by developer John Vogel, but has confirmed that Jared's soul is a part of Ermac. So it's possible that, you know, as the story plays out, maybe along the way, you know, the same stuff plays out with Ermac, and so we will get Ermac possibly as a playable character in the game, or at least maybe a cameo. But I think they're related still in some way if the story still plays out. So did Ed Boon just give his blessing for 2 characters from Mortal Kombat to be in Smash Brothers? Let's talk about it. So in an upcoming Axios article, Ed Boon basically said that he does give his blessing. He says, Nintendo has not asked Mortal Kombat characters to guest star in a Smash Brothers game, despite loads of crossover characters appearing in Nintendo's Mascot Fighter, as far as MK co-creator Ed Boon can recall. Of course, that might be because the game is very violent and is bloody, and it's not really kind of a PG kind of character. They have had like Street Fighter and a many other plethora of characters be in Smash Brothers, but Mortal Kombat has not been so much of a kid-friendly one. But it says that yes, but Boon tells Axios he knows who he'd offer if Nintendo wanted somebody for Mortal Kombat. Scorpion, not even a hesitation, he said. I guess if they want 2 characters, it would be Scorpion and Sub-Zero. Why? Because they're instantly identifiable visually, and it's cool to see a spear pull somebody, referring to Scorpion's signature weapon. Now, we've talked about in previous videos, especially for Smash Brothers, even Fortnite, that the main characters that would probably ever have a crossover from Mortal Kombat to another platform would be Scorpion or Scorpion and Sub-Zero. I think that those 2 characters are very much what people think about when they think of Mortal Kombat. Sorry, Melina fans, but those 2 characters in particular have always either had a pairing, either together or versus each other, and they are, as he says, they're identifiably the representation of Mortal Kombat, and so why not have them in the game? Would you want those 2 characters to be in Smash Brothers? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Next up, move over Cyrax and Sektor. MK fans have a new robot that they've fallen in love with, and it's Johnny Cage's Roomba. You heard me right. So, in an article from Polygon, it says that fans who played the recent Mortal Kombat 1 stress test discovered a few new details about the Roomba, or the robotic vacuum. This is not actually a branded Roomba, but just, you know, all robot vacuums look the same nowadays, and they're all kind of based off the iRobot Roomba. But it says, including that it will actually try to clean up the blood splattered across Johnny Cage's nice marble floors. So there's been videos posted on Twitter of players actually fighting in the game at Johnny Cage's apartment, and there's blood being splattered on the floor, and the robotic vacuum is actually trying to pick up the blood. So very, very interesting. It says Johnny's robot vacuum behaves just like a real-world cleaner robot, bumping into objects and reorienting itself as part of its bloodlust for busting dust. It's the kind of thing that some programmer at NetherRealm Studios spent way too much time on, probably, but it makes for such a little nice touch in Mortal Kombat 1's highly detailed stages, which, again, in many videos I've talked about so far about the game, I think it's a very much of a plus for the game is how detailed the stages are and possibly how interactive they could be. And yes, if the Roomba gets too close, you can kick it, and like everything else in the Mortal Kombat universe, the Roomba can also die a gruesome death. There have been videos on Twitter showing that the robot vacuum dying by accidentally falling into Cage's in-house pool. So very, very cool, very, very quirky and weird, but yeah, I like how fans are finding these kind of little tidbit Easter eggs as they continue to play the game. And finally, a combat cast has officially been announced from the Mortal Kombat Twitter, and it says, your wait will be well rewarded. The first combat cast will kick off next Thursday, July 6th, 10 a.m. Pacific Time, 12 p.m. Central Time. Join us for a discussion on cameos, full gameplay breakdowns of Scorpion and Johnny Cage, and more. And of course, Ed Boon has already kind of told us around the same time, we got another great gameplay trailer coming soon with more main and cameo fighter reveals. So we already got 4 of the main characters shown in a previous trailer, so now we need kind of the other 4 to be shown. So I'm hoping that we'll get, he says Johnny Cage, but I'm thinking Johnny Cage as far as maybe Jean-Claude Van Damme. We kind of already had that tease in the previous video I talked about. So it'd be nice to see Scorpion, Melina. It'd be nice to see Johnny Cage, specifically the Jean-Claude Van Damme version. Maybe even some of the gameplay for Raiden, maybe Shang Tsung, maybe Kung Lao, and heck, even some more additional cameos that we haven't yet seen yet. But I'm really looking forward to that, and I think many fans are. Fans have been yearning for more content, so yeah, June 6th can't come soon enough. So what are your thoughts on all the news I covered today? Do you think we're going to get Sektor or Predator tease for the game? Do you think that Rain and Reptile will show up? Do you want to see King Jared and Sindel be in the game? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. And that's it for this video, guys. Enjoy that like button. For more videos, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys next time on the MashUp.